Hey guys, we're back with Chaos Child. Last time we're still closing in on the finale of the common route, not the big finale. Am I on this page? Yes. Alright, we're hiding in Uki's room. I forgot her name. So any day now it's Itou, no, not Itou content. Oh god. But like in my head I'm like, okay, yeah, I've already beaten the game, but you know, we gotta go through the motions. ... Went to Uki's room to hide before the police officer got here. Then Itou curled up asleep on her bed. He was crying for a long time. As the area around his eyes were red, see tear marks on his cheeks. So how long until he's a gigglomaniac too? Uki was sitting on the bed, softly holding his hand. Wait, he's not an anime girl. Only the main character in anime girls can be gigglomaniacs, I forgot. Probably been like that for a long time. Seemed like a very natural thing for her to do. You're being a good big sister, aren't you? Her voice was soft and kind, as not to wake Itou, but there's a loneliness mixed in with her words. Oh. You see that she was looking at a photo on the desk. It's a picture of Yui and Uki. I couldn't tell when it was taken. Yui was hugging Uki from behind, pressing her cheek up against Uki's blushing face. Thought about the person who had taken this picture. If it wasn't the one they'd taken themselves, someone else had taken it. But couldn't have been Itou. Itou was there, he'd be standing in between the two of them. And Dad wasn't into taking photographs. Meant it was probably no. Tell what Uki was thinking when she looked at it. She was thinking about when No had taken the picture. When did she get it printed out? Who even does that in 2015? Almost to 2025. They don't need to know the truth. Neither did I. It wasn't that I didn't know what to take. I didn't know what was happening to me. I hadn't even been told where we were going, except that we were leaving Shibuya. Uki smiled just a little at Arimori's attempt to make her feel better. Are you really okay with this? Yay, trip! Where are we going? She was joking around, probably because Uki was here. Felt like old times, and I smiled a little. Of course she wasn't okay. She was leaving the town where she lived, and with no notice at all. She was leaving because someone wanted to kill her. You said it in English. No, and that second one doesn't even make sense. I don't get. Well, I mean, that's probably. Oh yeah, Kazuki's here. Suddenly realized that Kazuki was here, showing dried squid. I hadn't seen that in a while either. It's kind of a relief. Yeah, let her handle the Itou content. Arimori tugged at her outfit as she spoke. Question mark? Man, I guess she won't use them anymore. Arimori froze. Why do we have a CG for this? What is Kazuki doing? Why is she... Wait, what's up there? Paul's here because... No, shut up. I was a little surprised. For a moment, she looked like Nono or Yui. She probably decided that she'd protect Itou, but was trying to be a big sister, like they were. I nodded to both of them. Yeah, Nono hated to waste anything, no matter how small. Would you take them? I'm fine. Arimori seemed a little surprised, but her face finally took on a serious expression. Yeah. Arimori ran over to Nono's room to get the clothes before the policeman came. I decided I should probably check if there are any clothes left in my room, and stood up. I'm leaving Shibuya. Tried to leave the room quietly as not to wake Itou, then I stopped.
地震の時、お前は何を望んだ？その結果、尾上がリアルブートされたのだとしたら、あいつに何を求めたんだ？
Sorry, flashback Kunosato. ... Remember what Kunosato-sama just said? I looked around as if trying to find the answer to a problem I couldn't solve. Then I saw Uki holding Yutou's hands as he softly moaned in pain. No. I don't have to know, do I? I don't have to think about the things I don't know. This is the right thing to do. If I endured that headache long enough, I could probably find the answer. But I gave up and left Uki's room to go get ready instead. November 6th, Friday. Little after 4 p.m. 7 hours have passed since the beginning of the festivities, and even as the sun began to set, they showed no sense of slowing it down. Setting at 4? I guess it is November. Lines had started forming in front of every food stand in the restaurant around lunchtime. They were all still packed. There are over 30 concerts, from huge 1,000-seat venues with major artists, tiny little bars with only a dozen or so seats. Each one was standing room only. Gorilla performance, these artists, they're like, you know, the monkeys, not gorilla, you know, they spelled it wrong. That's weird. Hoping to attract customers, and in turn attract crowds of their own. Over 80,000 people were still in attendance at the festival, which gone on far beyond the organizers' wildest expectations. There's some usual issues associated with big events, like minor fights and lost children. There have been no major problems so far. Police over Shibuya Station help to keep things safe. The biggest factor is the volunteer staff. The organizers have been recruiting volunteers up to the last minute to handle the crowds, keeping everyone safe and in a mood to spend money. Yay! Capitalism! Many of the volunteers were victims of the original disaster. The experience they gained in the earthquake had taught them how to get along and work with other people. When a major band had made a surprise appearance at the stage in front of the 107 building, there's a mild— It's FES! Mild panic, but the volunteers formed a human wall to keep people in the crowd safe.
That's
what the leader of the volunteers had said to an interviewer who happened to be at the scene. He's an honest and sincere man. He's speaking from the heart, didn't mean anything more than what he'd said. His words brought to mind a certain name, a certain face, both among the people who saw him and on TV, and among those who heard him directly. The word that made them think of that name was, of course, death. Oh, it's the gorilla! Everyone there was hoping for the festival to succeed, but at the same time, it hadn't caused a big problem yet. There's one big concern on everyone's minds. When a girl and her boyfriend left Shibuya Station, heading for the stage at the cultural hall, they saw a group of people wearing creepy masks. There were over a dozen of them. Oh, sumo masks? But another group came from another direction. Suddenly, there were several dozens of them. Oh, right! I just remember that one scene of the convenience store lady? And like there were a bunch of people in masks checking out? Whatever happened to that? Identical masks, identical t-shirts. The face of two fat men, overlapping. It was... Ah! Cover your eyes! Don't look! Don't look! The sumo stickers. They said nothing. Anyone who got close, whether by accident or because they wanted to get a picture, would flinch away as they heard the eerie sound created by the sumos breathed underneath their masks. So, I mean, the natural assumption is that, like, you know, this is another committee mind control scheme, right? But, like, we've been told the committee's not doing anything yet. So, who knows? The man at the head of the group looked around and approached a nearby streetlight. Then he took something out of his pocket and stuck it on the light. It was a sumo sticker. The owner of a nearby crepe stall saw this and frowned, too scared by their appearance to say anything. Quickly went back to dealing with his customer. Something he'd seen again and again since the festival started. The only ones who saw it were people like him, who stood in one place the whole day as they ran their business. The majority of attendees, caught up in the flowing crowds, saw nothing. But if you were to take all the stickers placed on the ground, on the decorations, of the streetlights and the walls, you'd have enough to cover the huge TVs at Shibuya Scrambling Crossing. Stickers are slowly taking over, spreading even to places where no one could see them. They're like the physical manifestation of all negative emotions that lurked within the attendee. Oh, About 3 hours later, 7:30 p.m., when they finally exploded. It happened at places where they had set up for the silent prayer that end the festival. They literally exploded, or right in front of the memorial. Did it say they? Yeah, when they exploded.
マジであれ
今すぐ死ねよ死ね人殺しが
What, a fake Takuyo? Or is it the real Takuyo?
宮代です。宮代拓が慰霊碑前に姿を現しました。
What? Nice, Erika. Did she like real boot him? I don't think she could do that, can she? A little after 9 p.m., Serika arrived at the Hikari wall. Most of the attendees had gone elsewhere. It wasn't as busy as it had been earlier in the day. She looked around and listened to the thoughts of the people passing by.
宮代うぜあいつ本当にどっかで死ぬのかよ逃げ出したんじゃねえの
早くしてよね。死ぬにしても死なないにしてもこのままじゃ帰れないじゃん。
She's probably a happy
でも
bird.
いいからさ。長尺が。
Yeah, we hate their outsiders, Serika whispered as she listened to the worthless thoughts around her. The couple a few feet away glanced over at her, but quickly turned away. Serika closed her eyes so she could concentrate only on the thoughts around her. As of 9 p.m., all the concerts and street performances, as well as a few of the stalls, were closing up. The festival was nearing its end. After this, the attendees would gather at the specified time for a moment of silent prayer, and the festival would be over. The crowd seemed to be heading towards the station and the memorial. Oh, look, the sumo guys. There's still too many people here for them to all fit at the memorial plaza. So the big VIPs, was the families of the victims of the earthquake, gathered at the memorial itself, while everyone else would watch the proceedings on the TVs in front of the station.
佐久間は多分宮代を殺した後、慰霊碑前に遺体を晒すつもりだな。
Why were people saying Takuya was there at 7? Yeah, like, well, that could just be people can't see and they, I don't know. Both the TVs in front of the station and the memorial park were near the Hikari wall, but the park was just a little closer. Anything that happened at the park would be replayed for people watching on TV. In other words, more people would see it.
おそらくさっきの男もそのための道具。
Several hours ago, she heard that Miyashiro had appeared in front of the memorial. Quickly learned that the report was mistaken. There's gotta be more to that. It's actually Takumi. It was a fake. A man pretending to be Miyashiro who worshipped him as a messiah. The man himself would look nothing like Miyashiro. Where's a messiah in the tips? Yet for some reason, the media decided to report it as Takumi himself appearing at the memorial. As a result, security around the park and plaza had been strengthened. As a result of that, another rumor was spreading, this time that Miyashiro would be appearing there. Almost certainly part of Sakuma's plot. Does Sakuma want Takeru to be the main character too? See, Sakuma, he's actually a big fan of Star Wars, and he wants to be Darth Vader. Serika opened her eyes and rubbed her stomach as if to check on her injury. Been almost 24 hours since Sakuma had sliced open her stomach. It wouldn't be the first time Star Wars was referenced in a Chaos game. She still wasn't in top shape. She lost a lot of blood. The dual pain in her head that resulted from resisting Sakuma's powers would come back the second she let her guard down. But the result of her attacking him in top form last night. She'd survived working with the committee this long, so she couldn't shake her logical and very realistic doubts. Did she really kill Sakuma?
Miyashiro Takuru. Miyashiro Takuru.
Takeru! Thought something came into her mind. She frowned suspiciously. That was strange. She hadn't been trying to read anyone's mind. Coming from somewhere in her field of sight.
出てこい楽しませてくれ死ね死ね死ね
In a really cool
かっこよ
way.
く死ね
That makes it better. Negative thoughts flowed into her mind, one after another. They're strong and vast in number. As if someone could combine all the final thoughts of all the people she'd killed. Hi, they're there.
あいつらか。
She forced herself to look in the direction of the thoughts, not the group wearing the sumo sticker mask. She tried to squeeze them out of her mind. They slipped past her and echoed in her head once more. And then they're gonna take off their masks, and it's every main character from the Science Adventure games. Like Okabe's there, Kurisu, Daru, Takumi, Senna, the others. You can't actually have the Robotics Ropes characters because they're like 10 at the time.
Miyashiro Takuru, Miyashiro Takuru.
出てこい、楽しませてくれ。死ね、死ね死ね、かっこよく死ね。
Are they not like mind controlled? Are they just nerds? They're Rixie? Only strong thoughts and desires could create this effect. As if those feelings had formed into one single strong emotion. Desire for Miyashiro Takuru to appear. The first time in a very, very long time, Sarika was terrified. She could feel herself breaking out into a cold sweat. Her logical and realistic doubts vanished. It didn't matter if she was capable of killing him or not. Had to kill him. Miyashiro had to survive. And for that, Sakuma had to die. And soon.
そろそろか。
I mean, you could go in early. Like, it's not like you have to wait for him to get ready. She looked at her phone and saw that it was past 9:30 p.m. Everyone inside the theater was probably letting that out by now. Okay, you do have to wait for that probably. Here we go, the Hikari Wall building. The 11th floor, the 11th Roar Shack. The entrance to the theater cub. This room had been the entrance to the office floor, always crowded with people. Now there's no one. Wait, how do you say cube? The theater cube. There's no one here to save a lone employee and a single security guard. Festival event in the theater finished at 9 p.m. There are no other plans to use it.
似合わないな。
The whole floor is lit up, giving it a classy design and elegant atmosphere. It didn't at all match what was about to happen inside the theater. Because, by the time this was over, one of them would be dead on the floor. Did Sarika leave a body? Sarika stood in front of the convenience store on the floor and waited for the promised time to come. There's still no sign of Sakuma. But then, a little after 10 p.m., she realized something was wrong.
Oh.
Was she just baited out? He's not actually here, he's somewhere else? The employee and security guard at the front desk suddenly started to leave. Oh no, he's coming. They dropped what they were carrying and began to stagger out, as if they weren't thinking about anything. Her eyes went wide. She immediately tried to read their minds. Oh. She felt a sharp pain in her head when she did. They really weren't thinking about anything. It wasn't even the meaningless subconscious noise that all humans produced. Nobody was ever like this. Nobody normal.
思考誘導。
Two of them walked to the escalator as if they were in a daze, then disappeared. All that was left was empty silence.
まったく、準備のいいことだ。
Was that a helicopter? Or was that the Garo Froggy? Another violent pain struck her. This didn't make sense. They'd already vanished. No reason why she should be hearing their thoughts. Where was this heavy load coming from?
なんだ。
Felt something very strange in her mind and body. Use the Garo Froggy! They'll save you! Maybe, I don't know. She saw her right hand slowly begin to move, without her controlling it. Hey, Shinjo.
準備はできたか？
ああ。全員いつでも行ける。
Shinjo-san was out of breath. He ran back to Alba Dorm to take the place of the other officer, who hadn't seen because that was an Uki's. They had been literally running around all day.
よし。今から数時間、ここにいるのは俺だけだ。外にいたマスコミ連中にも偽の情報をつかませておいた。
What did he tell him?
今なら誰もいない。車でここを出られる。
There are no Takuryus inside. He's not about to escape from Alba Dorm. Don't even bother looking. And they're like, oh, okay, we'll leave.
宮代や有村はともかく。後で交代した時、山添や橘優斗がいなくなっていること
Wait, we're taking
ど
Itou
う
with
説明
us?
するつもりだ
Oh, come on. That's a good question. There's no way to hide that. It'd be his fault if they went missing.
へりくつなら お前や百瀬さんと話している間に鍛えられたよ。心配ない。
Where did those missing children go, Shinjo? Oh, you know, the weather's really nice today. Oh, yeah, it is. It's
別
a
にあん
great
たの
sunny
心配
day.
をしてるわけじゃない。あんたにはこの後もいろいろ動いてもらうことになるんだ。降格ならまだしも失職されては私が困るんだよ。
ほら、これだから鍛えられるんだ。
Shinjo-san sighed. Then Uki came in with Itou on her side and a worried look on her face. Dot dot dot. She slowly raised her hand. The other hand was clutching Yuto's tight. Yuto's eyes were still red. He wasn't looking good. Uki seemed to be trying to hold him up.
どこに行くんですか？
Out of Shibuya?
ひとまずは秋葉だ。
Oh! We're gonna meet up with Ho and Kyoma! What? Akiba? You mean Akihabara?
あ、
I was sure that would go somewhere less densely populated. You know, there's this CRT shop, maybe like they can rent us a building above them or something. That would go somewhere further away.
秋葉にはKunosatoさんの協力者がいる。
That has to be Kurisu, right? Shinjo-san looked back at her. Someone else is helping Kunosato-san?
PC を使った情報収集という点においては
Wait.
私以上の腕を持つハッカーだ。ふざけた人物だが、ある程度の事情も知っている。
Is that Dario?
しばらくの間、かくまってくれるそうだ。
Well, if she said super hacker, I'd know. That's either Dario or Moeka and she's about to get screwed. For some reason, Kunosato forwarded her brown frown. Well, I mean, no, this is Steins Gate timeline Moeka, so she's... Wait, is she still... I don't remember how Steins Gate ended it. But... I don't know if she's still working for...
それなりのマシンも融通してもらえることになっている。まあ、交換条件で何を言われるか分かったもんじゃないな。
ん？
Question mark? Shinjo-san seemed confused. Evidently, he hadn't met this helper of hers.
とにかく、ここからどれだけ離れるかは問題じゃない。渋谷という街を
Oh.
出ることが先決だ。一旦そこに留まって様子を見る。
ということだ。有村さんはどうした？
How long until the big science adventure crossover? Like, is that anonymous code? I don't think it is, but it could be. I mean, it's kind of robotics no stash, right? I don't know if that is Chaos Kid head or child characters though. Oh, she's at Nono's room. The phone.
そうか。
Aimori said she was calling her family before she left. When she'd taken her phone into Nono's room, she didn't look like a girl who was saying goodbye to her family. It had always felt like Aimori didn't want to talk about her family, but hadn't brought that subject up. They had a vague sense that they weren't on good terms, or didn't know anything else.
よし。有村さんの電話が終わったら行こう。車は玄関に寄せてある。マスコミはしばらく大丈夫だと思うが、乗るときは一応用心してくれ。近所の目もある。
Maybe like put on like a sumo mask to disguise yourself.
ゆうとも連れて行きますから。
ん？
Now let's ditch him. Uki suddenly spoke up. She must have been nervous because she clutched his hand even tighter. She was acting a little strange, and it was also cute to see how much she cared. Couldn't help but smile. Looked at Shinjo-san and saw his expression was much the same as mine.
もちろん。最初からそのつもりだよ。いいかな、ゆうとくん。
Yuto nodded. Then he looked at me.
タクル兄ちゃん、
Yeah, what's up? No, I didn't kill them.
お父さんはどこにいるの？大丈夫なの？
Oh yeah, he's fine! I didn't know what to say. Yuto didn't know anything about what was going on. Nor did Uki, who was looking at me and also expecting an answer. Hurt to see how worried they looked. All I could do was tell myself that I couldn't make it any better. I'll tell you later.
後っていつ？
Right after everything goes terribly wrong. Once we reach Akihabara and get settled in. So never. You could tell Yuto was struggling with his feelings. Now it's his turn to grasp Uki's hands tightly.
わかった。絶対だよ。
Yeah, go get your things. Two of them must have felt the exact same way as they went to their rooms, still holding each other's hands. Shinjo-san looked at me with a pained expression. It's fine. Of course, that was a lie. Shinjo-san was nice enough not to say anything.
新庄さん、一つ確認したいことがある。
So I haven't really voiced, well, I mean, I voiced the I don't like you, Itou, but I mean, I've been thinking, like, I mean, at least where I am right now, like, I obviously haven't done the side routes or true ending. I'm sure they're gonna play a part in one of those, right? But at least where I am right now, I feel like they could just remove Yui and Itou from the story. And, I mean, it would be better for it. Like, for the fifth murder, that could easily be Uki. And, I mean, the impact would be the same, right? I mean, I guess it'd be a little change because Yui felt like a little less involved in everything, right? But still. And then, like, I just don't see the point of their characters. Besides, you know, being like, oh, it's Takuya's family, yeah. But I mean, No filling that role. I mean, she fills that role way better than them. Like, all we need is No in our lives. Kunosato stared at the hallways where Uki and Itou had just left as she spoke. I could tell from the way she was acting that it had something to do with the dad.
2時間半くらい前か。慰霊碑公園に宮代拓の名を語った狂言者が出ただろう。
ああ、
I remember the news I'd seen on my tablet. The TV news in Twipo had been talking about how I'd appeared at the memorial park. But of course, that was a lie. I was right here.
厳重注意くらいで。明日には釈放か。
その予定だが。
そいつには悪いが。別件でも何でも構わない。
What?
数日間、交流しておいてくれないか。
Shinjo-san seemed to know what she was getting at. He looked out into the hallway too.
佐久間の仕掛けだと。
She nodded.
タイミング的には狂言者なんていくら湧いてもおかしくないが、仮にも宮代拓になりきろうとした人間だ。何の工夫もなく名前だけを語ったのが気になってな。
What did he look like? Was he like a balding 40-year-old? That's kind of like Takuya. True that he wasn't a Chaos Child Syndrome patient. Shinjo-san nuts. That was confusing. Seeing the man on my tablet, his height and age have been mostly the same as mine. Then it would have been hard to tell us apart from a distance. What did Chaos Child Syndrome have to do with it? We'll get to that in the true ending. That was just a type of PTSD.
できれば、そいつのここを調べてみたい。
Kunosato tapped into her temple.
わかった。なんとかしてみよう。
It's also strange to see how easily Shinjo-san agreed to keep an innocent man locked up.
そろそろ出発しよう。有村さんにもそう伝えてくれ。
I mean, he's implying he's not innocent. He pointed to the clock before he could ask any questions. 10 p.m. Okay, got all of our things ready. That's 28 minutes left then? Oh, we're at 28 minutes in the video. We're halfway done with the... Once this is over, we're done with the series. Let's go. I opened the door to Nono's room to tell Ari Mori it was time to go. There's no one there. Lights were off too. You already done talking on the phone? That would mean she probably would... Having Kazuki get the... Oh, did she just ditch us? Get the last of their things together. So she'd like to be in the dining room, or maybe Uki's room. To think of it. Guess we got Kazuki involved in all this too. She's just not along for the ride. Kazuki wasn't involved in the case directly. We're gonna find out, of course, she knew everything the entire time in her route, actually. She just can't talk, so she couldn't tell us. She was helping a lot, just because she was a member of the newspaper club. Wink, wink. So I couldn't ask you to come with us. But I'd been waiting for Shinjo-san. She tried to tell us that she'd come too. Of course, using only a series of mumbles and gestures like always. But I had refused. I was grateful to her from the bottom of my heart. Actually, her superpower is, oh yes, I can kill anyone instantly and no one can stop it. So she could just look at Sakuma and kill him. But we're like, no, Kazuki, don't come with us. We don't need you. She seemed unsatisfied. Finally got her to agree to it by promising to keep in touch and to come straight to her if we needed help. I didn't cause any more trouble for someone who wasn't part of the case. Part of the case, huh? Suddenly conscious of the smells in Nono's room, without bothering to turn on the lights, I shut the door behind me and walked over to her desk. I ran my hand along it. Not only then did I realize this was the first time I'd been in here since her death. That's right. Nono wasn't supposed to be part of the case.
なんでだ 嬢ちゃんは幸せにならなきゃいけねえ子だろうがよ。
So true again. I knew that. He was right. And what's the point of Gen in the story? Like, was it just for him to show up? That no, that cannot be the point of Gen. He's gonna do something. I don't know. I hope he's good. But you never know. She wasn't supposed to die. No reason she deserved to die. She was killed only because she learned Serika's secret. Annoying. What was her real goal? I remember what Kunosato-san had asked me this afternoon. What was she really after? I almost screamed as I heard a loud noise come from inside my bag. The sound of my phone vibrating. Quickly flipped over the bag and spilled its contents onto the floor. So I picked the phone up off the floor near the words unlisted caller in the darkness. Kinda creepy? Did not have a good feeling about this. You know, it's probably a spam call. Just don't answer it. Afraid I touched the answer button. Who's there?
一つ言い忘れたことがあってな。
Yep, you! Move the phone away from my ear in surprise. It was Serika. There's no mistaking it. Check the time on the phone without even thinking about it. 10:03.
話を聞け。すぐに終わる。
We got 25 minutes, Serika. Take your time. Why are you? Realize how hard my heart was beating. I put my phone back up to my ear.
そんなことはどうでも。
Question mark? Heard a sudden abrupt noise. Had she dropped her phone? Or had something happened to her? I listened carefully, so as not to miss a single sound. My hands were shaking violently. I hated it. After I waited a moment.
宮代、聞いているか。
Oh, sorry, I was playing on my phone. What's up? Her voice is now weak and feeble. Question mark? Something was off about the way she was acting. I'm listening. What is it?
一つ言い忘れたことがあってな。
It's the same thing she just said. Hey, what's wrong? Why?
お前の両親を殺したのは私だ。
I didn't realize they were dead. I thought they just kind of left. I could hear the sound of the words she had said. Couldn't understand the meaning of the words themselves. For some reason, my hands stopped shaking. Suddenly seemed like everything around me had faded away into a white blur. What? Question mark? The words got stuck in my throat. Couldn't speak at all.
6年前、渋谷地震の時、あの避難所で、お前の実の両親を殺したのは私なんだ。
Also, like right after he passed out. Once again, I could hear the words, but I didn't understand them. 6 years ago, Shibuya earthquake sheltered your real parents. What? My cheeks suddenly felt hot. My blurry vision came back into focus in the dark room. Only then did I realize what she'd said. What I felt wasn't right. Why? It was an important event from my past, but one I'd totally forgotten. My parents hadn't died in the earthquake. Someone had murdered them at the shelter. Has that been said before? That's what Nono refused to tell me when I'd woken up from my coma. That's why she'd lied to me. And that was the reason why I ran away from Alba Dorm and went to live in Miyashita Park. Oh. Okay, we're finally getting that. Okay. Why? I repeated to myself. Why would she do that? Why would she tell me that now of all times? All I could hear was pain breathing with her deathbed confession. I kept waiting anyway. Couldn't hang up the call.
今、伝えなければいけなかった。言い忘れていたんだ。
But why? Yelled at Serika as she repeated herself. Oh? Hey, Onoe! Onoe! Suddenly the call ended. She had hung up. I tried to call back and realized it was impossible. It was an unlisted number. The hell was that about? I whispered, knowing I wouldn't get an answer. Seriously, what the hell? What's the point of calling me like that? There's a bigger question. Why was Serika born? On that day, I ran into my parents at the evacuation shelter by chance. Right after that, I had a terrible headache. Probably the moment when Serika was born. Was it not out of him not like wanting someone to like push him into action and more just, yeah, kill my parents. Wait, that actually gives her like a conceptual buff against Sakuma, because since he became Takuru's dad, he now has the concept of parenthood on him, meaning Sarah can kill him. That's if this was a fake Grand Order, that's what they'd use. Know that my parents were murdered at the very same shelter. Means she murdered them immediately after I created her. My thoughts were a mess, so I had to think straight. Something told me that I had to figure this out. Sarah said that her purpose in life was to keep me alive. Killing my parents really make that easier? I mean, most like heroes or orphans, that's just common sense. Mom and dad were trying to take me and evacuate to a supposedly safer place. Killing them would make me less likely to survive, not more. Just like Kunosato-san said, doesn't make it sense. That's right. Sarah told me doesn't make sense. Very first thing she did after being born contradicts what she told me. Which means, don't tell me it's like she's getting rid of all the wrong siders, making sure Takuya's the right sider or something. Her real goal wasn't to keep me alive. We had a whole scene about this, Takuya. Found myself looking at the picture of my phone. Photo of me and my family at Alba Dorm. This contradiction also applies to her attack against Nono too. Sure, she did manage to figure out who Sarika really was. Sarika's goal really was to keep me alive. Killing Nono really make that easier? Nono always tries her best to protect me, even risked her life to do so. Which would mean that for Sarika, it would be better to keep her alive. Could have just used mind control to alter her memories about her real identity, just like she did with Itou. So why didn't she do that? Why did she have to kill Nono? Did she really have some other goal? Is that why she had to take Nono's life? I feel a certain desire welling up within me, one I hadn't felt in a long, long time. If that really is the case, then I have to figure out why. Find out if my ridiculous idea really is true. For that to happen, I have to go there. Oh yeah, okay. No matter how things might end up. Serious about this? Check the time on my phone again. 10:10 p.m. 18 minutes left until the moment where everything began. I laughed a little and ran my hand along Nono's desk again. We jump out the window and Arimori is there waiting for us. Let's go, partner! Was I betraying Nono again? If you're still alive, would she have slapped me across the face if she found out about it? I'm sorry. But you know, you did it too. You lied too, and you lied to protect me, so I'm going to do the same. This is about you. You mean everything to me. This is about the reason why you died. You didn't know the truth. I was lying when I said I didn't. Of course, thinking about what I was about to do terrified me, but I wasn't going to change my mind, no matter what. Hey, Arimora. Oh, how does she know? I haven't said anything. I haven't talked. Surprisingly, it was Arimora, not Nono, who slapped me. She hit me so hard that the impact traveled all the way to my ears and made them ring. Nothing. You're right. Put my hand to my cheek where she struck me. Felt a little hot. I laughed because it hadn't hurt as hard as when Nono did it. Nono's used to slapping people in the face after all. She's good at it. She's trained. Or maybe she's just really strong. Arimori seemed to think I was laughing because I wasn't worried at all. Her shoulders shook more violently with rage. I'm just gonna hear what she has to say. It should be fine. Arimori was out of breath and seriously angry. She was really worried about me. Uki and Itou were standing next to her, looking worried. I kneeled down, and he keeled over, so I was at their height. Don't worry. Sure that I'm just going to hear what she has to say. I mean, if it happens, it happens. It's just the comedy out. We're not at the true ending. Kunosato-san. Of course I knew that. There's a good chance I'd be killed. Dad would be the one who killed me. I wish that she wouldn't have said it in front of Uki and
お
Yuto.
前は喧嘩すらしたことがない。違うか。
No, we fought the pyromaniac. The pyrokinetic, same thing. Well, yes, but I had to go. I knew in my head that it was stupid. My heart was filled with terror. There's something even deeper that pushed me forward.
クルス先輩はそんなこと絶対に望んでない。
Well, she's not here. What?
ウキから手紙のこと聞いたんです。
You snitch! I see.
クルス先輩の気持ち踏みにじるんですか？
Yeah, you're right. She'd be really mad. She'd probably slap me hard across the face, like Arimura just did. But I'm going anyway. I mean, like, remember that one time Nono was like stabbed and couldn't get out of bed? And Doctor was like, hey, I gotta go. See ya. I'm gonna go to the hospital. It's just like that. She's never changed. Arimura looked like she was about to raise her hand again. But then she stopped, clenched it into a fist, and lowered it. Her eyes were a little red as she glared at me.
なんでそんな。
I'm sorry. Her voice is so soft I could barely hear it. I lowered my head, unable to even look at her. Take care of Uki and Yuto, okay?
知りません。
Dump the kids on her?
先輩は長男でしょ。ちゃんと帰ってきて自分でお兄ちゃんをやってください。
Oh yeah, she had a big brother then. That was her sibling. You're terrible, she whispered as she left the room. Wah! Kazuki! Suddenly waved something in front of my face and I leapt back. Kazuki came up next to me. I wasn't sure when. You always surprise me like this. You're still here? Can't leave you all here. Oh, she goes with us to kill Sakuma. Yeah. Lollipop? Is it? 3 different colors! Just holding pieces of candy on sticks. Lollipops? How many of these did she have? Couldn't refuse her, so I took them and put them in my pocket. Probably never eat them though. Look, they've got to give you magic powers, right? Or something. Sorry for getting you involved in this. Keep an eye on Uki and Yuto until they go. After that, take care of yourself on the way back home. I didn't think she'd do it, but I didn't want to go in with the two of them. But I'd feel terrible for her family if that happened. She nodded like she always did. Trying to make sure that was a yes, but before I could, she ran out of the room after Arimura. Kunosato was here too, so be okay, right? Oh god, she would make it home, right?
タクル兄ちゃん。
Trusting Kunosato with human life. Yuto spoke up afraid as he saw me watch her go. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to say. Felt like anything I could say would just make him even more nervous. Tried to choose my words carefully. But in the end, this was all I could come up with. I'm leaving. I'll catch up with you guys later. Okay. Good final words. I could tell from his face that he realized it was one of those white lies that adults often told children. But he didn't say anything. He just looked at me with eyes that were redder than Arimura's.
いってらっしゃい。待ってますから。
Yeah.
ずっと待ってますから。
Okay. Yeah.
僕も待ってる。ずっとずっと。
Might be waiting a while. Yeah. Maybe Uki's hand holding his gave him strength, because he finally forced himself to say one last thing. Sorry, Yuto. Thank you, Uki. Okay. I'm off. Check the time. There wasn't much time left. If I stayed here any longer, my resolve would begin to waver. Nodded one last time at the two of them, then turned around. They said the Shinjo-san would drive me to the Hikari wall. Okay, that's a lot better than running there because, like, he could be recognized. Wanted to take him to take the others to Akihabara as soon as possible. I didn't see how I could get through the area around Shibuya Station on my own.
Miyashiro.
As I left to get in the car, Kunosato called to me from behind.
スマホは持っているな。
Yeah? Question mark? Put my hand inside my pocket to check. Of course, it was there. I do. Why?
何でもいい。もし委員会の情報を手に入れたら、すぐに連絡しろ。
A dying phone call! I chuckled. That's exactly what I expected her to say. I didn't know if I'd learned anything, but I promised her anyway.
尾上からは、お前を渋谷から脱出させるよう言われている。それを承諾したのは、能力者を渋谷から出せば委員会に近づけるという。
Yeah.
かといって、お前自身がそれに逆らう決断をするのなら、それを止める義理はない。別に、 お前にこだわる必要はないんだからな。
Yeah, you're right. I knew that from the start. I feel like something really big has to happen when they leave Shibuya, right? Like, and it's related to the crash of 15 somehow. I just don't know. Getting a sidekick out of Shibuya would cause something to happen. Then Uki and Arimoy would do just as well as I could.
だから、お前のことは待たないぞ。
They're totally gonna wait for us. Her words seemed to be testing my resolve one last time. That's why I looked her dead in the eye and answered, "That's fine. I understand that." She was moved by our resolve. But for a while after that, she said nothing. She seemed to be, for once, at a loss for words. I frowned. You see, Takuya just reminds everyone of their dead relatives. Or dead, like, Arimori and her big brother, Kunosato and her dead boyfriend, or whatever it was. Did she not like that answer? Something wrong? About what you were saying before.
お前の
Oh,
さっ
what?
きの話。
Oh, that's a voice line. I know that was Takuya talking.
さっきの話だがな。
Finally opened her mouth hesitantly. She was probably talking about the call I'd gotten from Serika. She told me that she was the one who killed my parents.
それが事実だとするなら。
What? Did you figure something out?
いや、
Kunosato probably found Serika's words strange, just like I did. They didn't make any sense. Kunosato probably had a theory of her own, one she was reluctant to share. But in the end... What? Don't... The only thing she did was put her hand on my shoulder, without saying a word. Until now, all she'd ever done was grab me or choke me, so I was shocked. I never expected this.
どの道、お前が確かめるべきことだ。せいぜい悔いのないようにするんだな。
Okay. ... The words she said were different than usual. Kunosato was actually saying something nice to me? A sidekick of all people? What the...
なんだ。
Okay, no. I'm so surprised that I ended up saying something I shouldn't have. If you're gonna send me off, I'd prefer you to do it with K-san's closing line. I'd listen to your podcasts.
ふざけるな。情報操作の放送以外で、あんな八方美人な人間を演じるのはごめんだ。とっとと行け。
She pushed me away with the hand that she placed on my shoulder. Suddenly felt really embarrassed. Why did I say that? I was so embarrassed that I tried to hurry into the car. Then Kunosato looked at me and said,
どうしても聞きたいなら、次の放送まで待つんだな。
Turned around, looked at her face one more time. Her features were elegant. Their beautiful, almond-shaped eyes were always frozen and cold. They never betrayed what she was really thinking. Personality was cold as ice, which was fitting of a dedicated scientist who was always willing to do whatever it took to achieve her goal, regardless of the cost. But sometimes, I got a glimpse of some burning passion inside her. She really was a mysterious girl. We won't find out what she's about until her route. Okay, there's one last thing I have to ask her. Might really be my last chance.
なんだ、人の顔をじっと見て。
Kunosato, what's your power?
なんだと。
Oh, Takuya actually remembers? The distance between us started to shrink. It grew back with one question. Felt all the air around me freeze. I panicked. I saw it in your room.
何をだ。
A D sword. That was yours, right?
は？
Wait, does she... Is that not hers? Just as I thought things between us would end with another series of cold insults from her, Kunosato started to laugh. She kept laughing in a low voice as I stood there with my mouth hanging open. I've been meaning to. I meant to go back and look at the design of it. Because, I mean, that was always kind of a little weird, right? Like, that the sword was physically there. All I could do was stand there and watch. Never imagined that Kunosato, of all people, could laugh like that.
お前、本当に真のギガロマニアックスなのか？本物と偽物の区別もつかないとはな。
Was it actually just a prop and Itou and Serika were too polite to say anything? A fake?
あれはただのレプリカだ。研究用のな。6年前の資料を取り寄せて、アメリカの私の研究室が作った。
Ooh, I want to go look at the design now. It's probably someone's with Chaos Heads.
ばらつきがあるにしろ、リラックの海とのパイプが、なぜ剣という形を取るのか。その解明をしようとしたが、無駄だった。 あんなもの邪魔になって仕方ないが、まあ物干し代わりに使っている。
Is she actually not? I feel like she might be though. But she laughed again. After she was done laughing, she pushed me into the car. Or like she could be like an artificial gigalomaniac. Before she closed the door.
そうだ。
Yo,
お前の
let's
同
go!
級生伊藤だったか。あいつはなんとか助かりそうだぞ。
Oh!
忘れてるようだが、それと引き換えにお前は私の実験台になると誓った。
Well, okay, we don't have to make that promise in the true ending. You'll be okay, you'll be okay, right?
その約束戻ってきてちゃんと果たせよ。
Then she closed the door, nodded from behind the window and mouthed the words, "Thank you for everything." Everyone really was trying to make me feel better. Everyone really did want to see me again. But now, I was going alone on down a path that meant that might never happen. That might never happen. Just me and Shinjo.
静かだな。
Okay. I was kind of hoping for a scene break, but we didn't get one. But I will call it there. Next time, it won't be the finale. This is gonna get drawn out longer and longer. We all know that. We all know the truth. But I'll see you guys next time for maybe the penultimate video. I don't think it'll be the last one, but we'll see. See you guys then.